Okay, tonight's semifinal slam is brought to you by absolutely nothing.
Hi, I'm Bob Holman. I'm walking to work. I'm going to the New Eurekan Poets Cafe, where tonight's Poetry Slam, the mock gladiatorial combat, will bring together poets in a semi-final round. That's right. These poets have all slugged it out before, and now they're ready to go to the Nationals after this. Who are going to be the judges? I don't know. We got to pick them out yet. If you can't speak English, that's a good choice. Maybe you're the judge. Why don't you write down some numbers and score along with us, or just write us a poem? Who cares? I got to go to work. I'll see you.
Hi, Lord. We begin each slam with a disclaimer.
There's no method or madness to the slam. It just happens.
The purpose of slam being to fill your hungry ears with nutritious sound meaning constructs.
Just recently I was like, God, that's such a weird idea that, you know, you're being judged on your poetry.
Space shots into consciousness, known hereafter as poems.
The reality is having people hold up a number after you finish reading.
We disdain competition and its ally war.
They're also comparing your work to other people's work.
The best poet always loses.
There's a poem on the page and a poem on the stage, and they are very, very, very different.
End of disclaimer. Thank you very much. Let's bring up those without whom nothing, the poets themselves, to have a moment of meditation and pre-pugilistic panic. Come on, poets. Come on, keep the applause coming. There's Susan Ross. Look at this. Come on down. Cheryl B in the house. What slammers? Evert Eden. Everton Sylvester. David Mills. This is it. Grab for it, guys. Pick your number out. Who's number one?
I started writing poetry when I was about 11 years old. But I mean, it's sort of like one of those questions. It's like, when did you start breathing? You know what I mean? Because that's what poetry's like for me. You know, it's like breathing.
I've always liked the taste of trouble. You get a U, stacked like a hustler's deck, shuffling that butt. Deal me in while you suck on a Virginia Slims. August air slick with anticipation. I'm bathing in the soap suds of a Fort Greene street light, squinting cause I got some in my eyes. Your 86 LeSabre parked under the green fingers of a spruce tree. I spill in on the passenger side. Our tongues have already tossed and turned, made the mattresses in our mouths creak. I know you're curious. Your tongue dives in my ear, the splash ripples at the base of my spine. My back a bow begging for my arrow's sweet release. I nibble the nicotine in your spit, licking the dark chocolate chest hairs on my maple sugar skin. Your tongue plies along the U of my mango tank top. Make out music doing what it's got to do as you lick my belly's ear, your teeth tugging on my red shorts. All this heat leaps from around my... I look in the rearview mirror, nothing but the night paying us any mind.
I'm an actor also, so every poem, I want to bring some sort of performance quality to it regardless, some drama in the rendering.
Did you really say mango tank top? Well, 8.5, 9.9, and 8, 8.95. And somebody back here is moist and nasty, giving you a 9.1, okay. 26.55. Come on, guys, let's hear it. 26.55.
If you smoke, thank you. Many jobs depend on you. Who want lower tar and nicotine and tastes. Our point is simply this. There's a cigarette for you. If you smoke, thank you. Please don't stop.
Don't touch that zap. Poetry's coming back.
Susan Ross is up here. Come on, let's bring her up here. Susan Ross.
This poem is called White Girl Blues. Beat up, ba ba da. Beat up, ba ba. I should have married Kenny Washington. Played grown-up house in Brooklyn, languid bourgeois backyard days balanced with jive, smoky blue note nights. Bathroom walls covered in laminated clippings, village voice, musician, modern drummer, testaments in black and white. Like me and Kenny. Kenny was special. We played doctor with a vengeance. And I knew jungle fever before I knew puberty. Before it was called jungle fever. And it was still called nigger lover. Stuff that I read at slams is designed to grab people by the throat and you know, shake the reins up a little bit. And some of my more introspective things I don't bring to slams. But I love the crowd, the enthusiasm, you know, the way the room, the energy in the room is. There's nothing quite like it, so I go for it. Seems I'm always trying to groove in a scene where there's no in between, there's just black and white, and that ain't right. Or maybe I'm wrong, but I feel I don't belong. And I should have had the guts to marry Kenny. I'd be living in that big house in Brooklyn. Let him drum his laughter into my brain to amnesia the pain. Laughing at the projects and the beatings. The landlords that reject us, the cabs he can't flag, lest I put out my hand. Up until a few years ago, poetry to me was this dead thing that was in a book I had to read in college. I wasn't aware of the shape it had taken until I walked into the New Eurekan and said, wow, everybody has a poem in them, there's as many different styles as there are people. Let him inhale me with his love, and with that sweet, 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 sweet 9-year-old colorblind honey mouth, lick slow salt tears from these wounds. Lick this poem right off my lips. Beat-am, beat-am, bam-ba-dam. Beat-am, beat-a-da. Bwah, bwah, bwah. Peace.
Susan Ross. A little love poem. Make you happy. All right, seems like the applause-o-meter has a response. Let's see what the judges are going to say now. There's a 9.9. All right, white project girl. A 9.1. A 9. You slam girl. 10 over here, and a 10 over here too. A couple of 10s to even out the scores here. I don't know how Indigo comes up with these numbers, but let's hear what he has for us this time.
She sounds like a hussy, 29.
29, plus a running commentary from the scorekeeper. Okay, Everton Sylvester is getting ready to step up here. Come on, put them together.
I really could handle some inspiration now. I've been writing poetry about 5 years now. A lot of my work doesn't just come out of New York. It comes out of sort of contrast between New York and Jamaica. Woke up this morning late. Clock didn't alarm. Mocking face just watched me hugging your absence. My chest, belly, legs, S-curved the way your back, ass, thighs molded them. clock's long telltale finger pointed right to the open door wouldn't tell what time you left.
26.7, Everton, Sylvester.
Some of the best poets on the scene, who are recognized to be the best poets on the scene, do not slam well. And some really atrocious poets slam very good. It's a total travesty, but we love it. And the reason being that it brings in a big audience. If you have to get scored to bring in a big audience, so be it. Come on, listen to poetry.
You must have thought the hetero status quo scenario was wacko. I remember one time in the Reagan-Rambo 80s when the new South Africa was being born in blood, mostly black blood, but for a change some white blood too. And you said, Booty, don't worry. If my face gets bombed through my ear and flies over a roof, hoppity hoppity hop, please know, I was happy here. I remember Jabulani. Jabulani, the guy you fell in love with. A love wider than the sky in your eye. Zulu, Afrikaner. Two trains checking into the same station from opposite directions. But to his hetero friends, he was still on their train, the passenger in the closet, because on his side of the color divide, they're just as tough on queers as we are.
We're going to be right back with more Slammin' action from round one.
Days and nights is 21, swell venom, sleeping god, ball the first charm pot, double, tall in trouble, fire burning, cauldron bubble, fillet of a Philly snake in the cauldron, ball and bake. I have Newton, toe of frog, wool of bat, tongue of dog, adder's fucking blind worm sting, lizard's leg and howler's swing, for a charm of powerful trouble, like a hell brought ball and bubble.
So I've been going to New York for about a year. And just watching people and like really being like, wow, I wish I could do that, you know, and I finally just got up there and did it. And I think that's the best thing to do.
They stab me and probe me like a dissecting frog, and I smell, I reek of it, the pain. They're constantly trying to kill me with drugs, with pregnancy tests. They say to me over and over again, what size do you wear, slim, fast, fat woman? Your beautiful face, ruined, wasted, lost to your disgusting body, you fat slob. And this is the cause of your low self-esteem. Sorry. This is the cause of your low self-esteem. That's what we want to believe, that because you're fat and therefore ugly, that you hate yourself.
I haven't spent a lot of time in my life on stage, so I don't really know what to do up there. So usually whatever strikes me as what I should do, I do. It's interesting, it's fun, and it makes me feel really good.
I'm not allowed the privilege of partaking in the culture's most celebrated shindig, the mall. I cannot spend in peace. Saleswoman wearing too much Giorgio, afraid I might stretch out the clothes. So excuse me when I don't cry. I have become numb to the emotional lapses of normal individuals. I am surrounded by nothing but myself.
This is my book, Pubic Enemy #1. This is what I look like when I moved to Jersey, and this is what I look like when I left. So it's kind of significant.
Duck and cover your shameful body, draw attention to your face. Men will like you better that way. Liposuction hoses coming at me, a gift from my creator. I am ashamed of you for being you. I will get no dowry for you, oh fat one. So here I sit, I have no one, numb. I rock myself to sleep, hating everything but my dog who's blind. And the knife that held me down like a raging, creeping speculum, still tearing me open, exposing my flesh.
Cheryl B. Revenge from the Mall. 24.35 for Cheryl B. Come on, please applaud these poor numbers. They never get applause anywhere.
At the end of the first round, it's Susan with 29, Evert with 27.7, and we're going to take a 1.3-minute break on the inside, so let's go outside.
Okay, it was a totally amazing first round in there. I don't think the audience had any idea what hit him, but we got David Mills. Come on up here. Here he is, ladies and gentlemen. This is the guy that just concluded his poem. David, how does it feel right now?
I'm tired.
Do you have any advice?
Just read, write, and observe. If you love the word, read, write, and observe.
Can I tongue kiss you? Just kidding. I had a lot of fun, and when I have fun, usually the audience has fun. So
That's what happened.
These are all the judges here, and look at them. What a motley crew.
Well, I would tell you as a judge, it's turbulence, performance, and verse. It's like a plane ride, and I'm still dizzy.
What's the difference between editing a magazine and judging a slam?
There really isn't altogether that much of a difference. It's just there are fewer people in my house when I'm typing it.
Genius.
I'm judging hard because I expect a lot. Poems have to take me somewhere because I'm willing to go.
The bouts continue, and Cheryl B is stepping up here. I know she worked really hard on those poems to learn how to slow down and get all the words right, and yet they tripped off of your tongue. To what do you attribute this, Cheryl?
I just fucked up.
Everton, what is your strategy here as we go into round two?
I'm empty of strategy. I don't even know what I'm going to read in the next round.
Poem is a thing that self that counts, not the scores of the poem. Semi-final slam.
I dream a world where all will know sweet freedom's way, where greed no longer saps the soul, nor avarice blights our day. A world I dream where black or white, whatever race you be, will share the bounties of the earth, and every man is free.
And now, back into the depths. Hey, here's some of our round two super highlights. David Mills opened up with a left jab to Clarence Thomas and a right on to Anita Hill.
He's black and tried to pogo stick over the sad sack of African bones moaning in the Atlantic Ocean. But he forgot that the Blue Bloods had that snapback jockstrap that make your wrinkly prune juice balls smack like ebony click-clacks. Bottom line, 2 Negro Republicans in a slugging match, while us jigaboos must live nappily ever after. Peace.
Our very own Supreme Court adjudicated that poem a 25.9, and then Susan Ross battles back with an intense inner voice crying out,
The one I was before this one I am, when I was still that one who fought and won, who was not here, who had no fear, who was not nuts, who had the guts to shout, "Let me out!"
Susan scoring a 27.1. And then Everton rouses the crowd with a wail of political incorrectitude.
And your idea of multiculturalism? Japanese restaurant on Monday. Indian on Tuesday. And on Wednesday, Caribbean. Oh, not too spicy, please. I got stash on stash and it ain't no cash.
The judges assuaged their guilt with a 29.55. And then this ode of hyperbolic frenzy through the voice of Cheryl B.
I don't know what. I felt a feeling of such power, excitement, and sanctity at once. It was like smoking 1,000 joints and swimming through a sea of pizza and ice cream. It was like winning every prize at the science fair. It was like every feminist text ever written. It was every dildo in the world vibrating inside of me. It was every first kiss felt by every child, straight or gay.
That poem was exactly a 28.63, and then Evert Eden pulls ahead with his gender bender fantasy.
I want to be a woman! So I can be 20th century fox desirable. Flaunt my nipples in robes of lavender silk. I want to be a woman so I can have hundreds of different penises instead of just one. I want to be a woman so I can lecture men in bed.
You don't have to be a woman to lecture men in bed.
Suck easy, I'll say, lick gently. It's a wet grape which you can never peel. Easy. It's a living thing. It's a living thing with more nerves than you have in your brain. I want to be a woman so I can be fertile. One egg taking on millions. And think of children who break me open like a pomegranate to make me the grower and keeper of bubble-blooded life, the mother of dragon-storming queen esteemed daughters who'll rise from the ash and the dust and the dung to trash every testicle from Plato to Tarzan, to smash Adam's Eden and God the fucking Father's heaven. I want to be a woman so I can be a womb, who senses a little heart under her heart and buds into a smile that sucks life from my life, smiles from my smile. I want to be a woman so I can understand why I'm such a goddamn guy. Heavy metal, hard line, hang tough, hot stat. You're looking at me. Hey, bitch, let me bang your sugar ditch. Meanest penis, mega schlong, super dong, steely dan. I want to be a woman. I want to be a woman. I want to be a woman. So this, not this, can make this a man. Thank you.
There's a reason Nuyorican Poets Cafe is like a second home to me, Evert Eden, and that's because I live across the street from it. The way I write poetry is I always try to be very extreme and very ironic and very against the grain. Because I grew up in South Africa, you know, hating the country. So that kind of a subversive, ironic, extreme viewpoint is what I'm after. Spoken word poetry gets a lot of knocks from academic poets because they don't understand what it's about. Poetry started as spoken word. We're going back to the original definition of poetry, the person who spoke at that campfire before anything was written, and that's the real poetry. Written poetry is an adjunct, a marginalization of the real spoken poetry.
I see things much clearer now. Well, thinking clear isn't always clear. Clear is cluttered. I see things much clearer now. Well, thinking clear isn't always clear. I see things much clearer now. Thinking clear isn't always clear. Clear is cluttered. Understandably cluttered. Therefore, it's clear.
The top two poets will advance to the final round, but as you can see from the second round statistics, Everton and Susan are as tight as the poem is to the tongue. This predicament has necessitated the dreaded sudden death haiku runoff round. That's right, based on an ancient Japanese nature poetic, our poets must utilize a tight formal structure with an insensitive syllable count and find some content that's grabbed out of a paper bag. Oh no! Here, Everton manages to edge past Susan to meet Evert in the grand finale.
Hey, if pain is the rent we pay for love, if pain is the rent we pay for love, I say, go ahead, baby, break every bone in my heart. Come here, honey, come. I'll meet you on the corner of love and hate. Let me hug you with a meat cleaver. My dear, sweet, fond apocalypse, did we learn anything? Maybe this. It's easier to hate a whole nation than to love one person. Thank you.
28.7. That brings up Everton Sylvester riding the back of the turtle of the universe. Here he comes. Come on! Bring him up here. Let's see what happens now. Good luck, Everton.
Rental on my tux set me back big bucks, but it was Wendell wedding. And Wendell's my bona fide brethren. Sir? It was a man voice. Sir? My blazing black patents was making horrid click-clicks down First Avenue pavement. Sir, please. I teeth for one glance over my right shoulder to see who was sirring who, and my eyes made four with his two blue. Him was shortish, kind of. Blue jacket collar, I sliced the fat of the reddish neck. And to tell you the truth, whenever a man in a suit called me sir, he's usually trying to sell me something. Sir, don't take it how it's not intended, sir. Please, don't be offended, but I locked the keys in my car. Well, I never did have the time to wait till him come out with it, so I start rummage through my rented pocket. Poor guy just didn't need a quarter to call the locksmith. No, sir. It's not money that I need, but could you show me how to break into my car so I can get the keys? Please, sir.
Everton Sylvester. Are we ready? Here they are. A 9, a 9.9, a 9.89, a 10, and a 10. Those are the scores for Everton Sylvester. It's been quite a night here tonight. Let's bring all the poets back up here. Baby, come on, get up here on the stage. Okay.
Everton's final score was 29.79, which makes him our semifinalist winner tonight.
Television opportunity, here they are. Here you go, Evert, thank you, and Everton, thank you. Hey, nice round of applause for all the poets. So how does it feel, Everton Sylvester?
Well, how does it look like I'm feeling?
It looks like you're speechless. The slam tonight was one of the most provocative.
I thought I had died and gone to hell.
Words. You turn into a little monster zooming down simply because there are other little monsters on the highway of your nervous system. It's like a feast of words. Bang into your brain. What more can I tell you?
Probably a whole lot.
And thank you for Bob. He's the guy who brought the slam here. It's all his fault.
Blame me.
Okay.
Cheryl?
Yep.
Good night.
Good night. Okay. Good night.
And good night.